Good afternoon, St. Louis, Missouri, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, Georgia, next to Berlin, Georgia, Germany. Break myself. Berlin, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida, Frankfurt, Germany, Le Mans, France, Boston, Massachusetts, Houston, Texas, Salt Lake City, Utah, New York, and Kansas, Missouri, home for the FIBA World Cup matches, which will conclude tomorrow in New York, New York. We're going to let you Missouri Chamber of Commerce for July the 18th, 2026. My name is Alfred, your host and creator, along with Elder Alden. Now, how you doing there, Red?
Fine.
And how did everything go with you, Brother Scott?
I am too blessed to be distressed.
Brother Scott, you got the weather for this. I know you're enjoying all of this out here now.
Oh, yeah.
And congratulations again, Scott, on all your awards as you've become a noted singer around this area, right? And we thank you so much for all the voices.
Thank you, Brother R.
Thank you, sir. And also, we got along for the ride today. Chuck may not be with us, so we got Mr. John Johnson. How you doing, John?
I am blessed to be among such company.
Well, you're such a kind man, brother. Okay, so thank you for joining us. Okay. Well, we are broadcasting live on Ferguson USA, HotTalkRadio.com, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram from beautiful Woodson Terrace in St. Louis County, St. Louis City, and Orland, Missouri. And so we want to thank you for making much of Missouri Chamber of Commerce part of your weekend every Saturday since 2015. We said thank you. But now, without further ado, we have prayer with Elder Alden Miles, pastor of Walnut Park Baptist Chapel Church, located at 5547 Linden Avenue. That's in North St. Louis, Missouri, at 63120. That's the wrong address, the zip code. We have prayer with Elder Alden Miles, pastor of the Walnut Park Baptist Chapel Church, located at 5547 Linden Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63120. The voice you will hear next will be that of the great Elder Alden Miles, pastor of the Walnut Park Baptist Chapel Church, located at 5547 Linden Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63120. Brother Alden, how you doing, sir?
Fine. Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for a wonderful gospel. How that Christ died for our sin, was buried, and rose again. I continue believing to the saving of the soul that continues to make heaven your home before you sleep and after you sleep. Heavenly Father, we give such great thanks for such a great salvation. And we also thank you for a day we have never seen before. And Heavenly Father, we know everything is in your hand. We thank you for what you're going to do and what you have done and what you will do. And Heavenly Father, we give you great thanks for that in Jesus' most precious name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Thank you. That was a very beautiful, timely prayer also. Thank you, sir.
Okay, all right, we're gonna be in Genesis.
Okay.
Genesis, the 11th chapter of Genesis.
Okay, first look at the Bible. Okay. I am ready to go, sir, with verse.
And verse 1 said, in the whole earth, my topic is the Tower of Babel.
Okay.
And if you think about it, the Tower of Babel, I believe, started with Cain.
Okay.
Because they went to the city of Nod, according in Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, in the whole world, verse 1 said, in the whole earth, one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, go let us make brick, burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, go to let us build us a city and a tower whose tops may reach unto heaven. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city men built.
You're breaking up,
And the
brother.
I'm breaking up.
Yep.
How about now?
It sounds good right now. So.
All right. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore, is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. And from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. Amen. I'm stopping with that part of Babel, and then we're gonna go to Isaiah. And this what I'm talking about is pertaining to the world. That's why God said, "Don't love the things that are in the world."
Amen.
So we go to Isaiah, the 46th chapter of Isaiah.
Isaiah 46. Okay, I got you, Rick.
All right, and verse 1. Now this topic is talking about, notice what this said, Babylon's idols and the Lord. And that's talking about the same thing, the Tower of Babel. And that's in the world. Baal bowed down, Nebo stooped. Their idols were up on the beasts and up on the cattle. Your carriages were heavy loaded. They are burdened to the weary beasts. They stoop, they bow down together. They could not deliver the birth, but themselves are gone into captivity. Hearken unto me, O house of Jacob, and all the remnant of the house of Israel, which are born by me from the belly. Now you know Israel, this is talking about Babylon's idols and the Lord. Israel, they was wicked, stiff-necked. They were stiff-necked people, even though they were children of God. They were stiff-necked, hard-headed. They wanted to be like the world. Which are born by me from the belly, which are carried from the womb. And even to your old age I am he, and even to whore's hairs will I carry you. I have made, and I will bear. Even I will carry and will deliver you. To whom will ye liken me and make me equal, and compare me that we may be alike? They lavish gold out of the bag. Ain't that familiar in the world?
Yes, it is, sir. We know right now, sir.
That's going on right now.
Yes.
And the weight of silver in the balance, and hire a goldsmith, and he maketh it a god. They fall down, yea, they worship. They bear him up on the shoulder, they carry him, and set him in his place, and he standeth. From his place should he not remove. Yea, one should cry unto him, yet can he not answer, nor save him out of his trouble. Remember this and show yourself men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. See, they steady acting wickedness toward God. After man got in the world, he still was acting a fool. And that's what he's doing today. Look at all this chaos out here today. People driving crazy, running lights. They ain't having no license plates on their car. They don't pay taxes no more. Look at all that the mess they doing. And then they dangerous.
Killing each other. Yes.
Remember the former things of old. For I am God, and there is none else. I am God, and there is none like me. Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel should stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Calling a ravenous bird from the east, the man that executed my counsel from a far country. That's overseas on the other side of the world. Yea, I have spoken it. I will also bring it to pass. I have purposed it. I will also do it. Hearken unto me, you stout-hearted, that are far from righteousness. I bring near my righteousness. It should not be far off, and my salvation should not tarry. And I will place salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory. Lord wants you to be saved. Y'all need to believe the gospel out there in the universe, the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ before judgment come up on this universe. Because it's coming. You don't know the day or the hour, so you got to be ready, not get ready, but be ready. So you got to be already born again before this take place, or else you're going to hell. Come down. The judgment and against Babylon. It's all about Babylon. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There's no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. That's Abraham's generation. But thou should not more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh, pass over the river. It said uncover the thigh. Look at them out here in the world. All these young ladies walk around here with their behinds out.
Come on.
And may having people to lust after them. God forbid that. That's an abomination against God. They whoremongering and all kind of carrying on out here. Thy nakedness should be uncovered. Yea, thy shame should be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughters of the Chaldeans. For thou should not more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid the yoke. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. I should not sit as a widower, neither should I know the loss of children. But these things should come to thee in a moment and one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They should come upon thee in their perfection. For the multitude of the sorceries and of the great abundance of thy enchantments. But thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am none else beside me. Therefore, should evil come upon thee, thou should not know from which it riseth, and mischief should fall upon thee. Thou should not be able to put it off. And desolation should come upon thee suddenly, which thou should not know. That desolation is talking about land. That's why the United States is not in prophecy.
No, it's not.
Stand now with thy enchantment and with the multitudes of thy sorcery, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou should be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary in the multitudes of thy counsel. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly procrastinators stand up and save thee from these things that should come upon thee. Behold, there should be a stubble, the fire should burn them, they should not deliver themselves from the power of the flame, should all not be a cold to warm.
You're breaking up again, Brother Allen.
Go back to your speaker, Rev. Go back to your speaker.
No fire. Oh, let me see. They should not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There should not be a cold to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus should thou be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants, from thy youth. They should wander every one to his quarter. None should save thee. Amen. May the Lord have a blessing to the reader and hearer of his word.
Elder Lyle, we want to thank you for that beautiful, beautiful passage that you brought us, from the beginning up until present time. We say thank you so much, Elder Lyle, for a beautiful, beautiful lesson today. I mean, in fact, as Scott would say, I must say, he's always on the money when he comes to it. So I think, Rev, you covered a lot of stuff there and said a lot and said a mouthful. And actually tell us, that we all speak foreign languages together, and we create more languages every day from the fact, Rev. But one thing for sure, that tower never was built. Now man trying to get to the moon, trying to get to heaven, now in the spaceship. There was something that I was saying a couple of months ago, that time flies, when the Americans went up there, when they came around the moon, excuse me, and they came back, they sent a picture back that showed the earth sitting out there all by itself, with the water and the land, you think being in place. Like God said, I'll put you in darkness. And he made us, in Genesis, that he said, first couple of chapters in the end of Genesis, he made us out of darkness. And that was seen by the naked eye, that God is not ever going to come up short of what he said he's going to do. It will last forever. It will last forever. I just said thank you, Elder Lyle, for those beautiful words, and got any comments, Don?
No, I got no comments. It's cool. The word speaks for itself. Because it's in the ears.
There you go, Ram. There we go. But we want to say thank you so much, Elder Lyle, for those beautiful words of wisdom, and especially for the lesson for today. Thank you so much. Okay, he read from the chapters 46. Of Genesis, and I say, and then he read also from Isaiah 46 and 47. Thank you so much for reading that word. You have yourself a while. Thank you so much for that as you give a prayer. And listen, Ferguson, you guys say hottalkradio.com. My name is Aaron, folks. That is Elder Lyle. That's Don John. Thank you so much. Life is good. Scott, take us out of here.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Elder. Thank you. Welcome back to Lunch with the Missouri Chamber of Commerce on a beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon. The summer is here, without a doubt. The heat is out. And so now we asking you, if the heat is bringing out more medical issues, this is a word that I'm trying to pronounce, okay? Down here, psychoporosis. Psychoporosis. This is a foodborne illness that's been caused by the psychoporosis. That's CYCLOOPSORA parasite. Now, this is something that's creating problems all over the country right now. The outbreak has strongly linked to Australian lettuce supplied by a company by the name of Teleform, and was served at the Taco Bell restaurant initially across Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia.
Ira, the pronunciation is cyclosporiasis.
Cycloporiasis.
Cyclosporiasis.
Cyclosporiasis.
Yes, sir.
Cyclosporiasis. Yes, 3 times. Cyclosporiasis. Cyclosporiasis. But anyway, right now, this is something that's, it's sweeping the country. So far, we have had over 1,645 cases. This was as of yesterday. Those figures probably have changed over the weekend. And also, they were reporting 94 hospitalizations. And thank God there have been no death. And also, across the, as of Friday, 51 cases of explosive diarrhea parasite is being investigated across 34 states. So right now, we can tell you if you get any vegetables, any lettuces, anything that you're getting in that department, wash it, and then cook it. This parasite has been caused, by people, pieces, getting into the food or something. So this is something that we cannot be. That's why we always have wash your hands. That's something we've been taught. And also the CDC has advised customers to avoid eating shredded lettuce in these states. Not good. So I would say, if you can avoid lettuce, don't eat it. You don't take no chances. And while this is going on, the disease outbreaks continue to climb. As we talk about this every week. We now have reached 2,260 cases. And as we get closer to the record of 2,289, that was for all of last year, 2025. And already at the halfway point of the year, we're ready to hit that mark. So this time we're talking next week, I went past that. So right now, this is across 44 jurisdictions. Issues we have been asking you to get your kids vaccinated. For your young children, if they go to different daycares, vacation Bible schools, and things like this, they are contaminating other kids and other people. So right now, you need your pre-vaccination at your local health department or the doctors in most cases. But please make sure you get your children vaccinated. The United States had a status for many, many years has been legally eliminated. But right now, that status is in trouble because if this continues to grow, it's going to put us in a whole new different category that we do not actually want to be in, and that is not a good thing. And so right now, our gas prices continue to increase as the Straits of Hormuz remains closed. As our war with Iran continues to be moving forward, as the bombing continues, and not only is it continues when we bomb them, they bomb somebody else. So this is an ongoing problem here, that's not slowing. We don't have any end in sight with this war. That's going on. And make matters worse, Congress cannot be involved with it because another week or so here, they could be going on a month vacation. So this is not a good time right now. And also, on this past Thursday, President Trump gave me a prime time speech on election security. During mixed reviews from Republicans and Democrats, as the 2020 election brought no new information. There was no new facts. Even then, okay, if you have a good memory, there were over 65 court cases, and even with the Supreme Court that found no, nothing that was disrupted the election routine. As a matter of fact, the Attorney General for the President Trump in those days said no problem. So did everyone in this administration. So anyway, so right now, in my personal opinion, the United States, matter of fact, support for the Save America Act has not gotten support from the Senate Republicans or of the country. So before the speech on Thursday night, the Republicans had a plan to already in place. Right now, they know it's not going forward. So trying to in place with what they did. Since they cannot pass the Save America Act, the United States House of Representatives have introduced a resolution adding $10 billion for essentially to save America, Save American Act, the Voters Act, and they also added $12 billion to agriculture. Now this is kind of they slide this through the back door, because all bills that involve money had to come from the House, and so this now since the Senate and the House, they both got to pass the budget bill. They are now going to slide this Save America's Act into that bill. Not a good thing. So I think we're going to have some problems with that. So anyway, so the Budget Resolution Act, they hope to pass this Budget Resolution Act next week and do it quickly, do a budget resolution bill. So they're going to make this a part of the bill that be good for our budget. Not good. And also, I'm sure how this works out. President Trump, this week, fired the U.S. prosecutor in 4 hours. He was appointed at 8 a.m. and fired while he was waiting in the U.S. Attorney's office via email. This allows the administration to appoint a new prosecuting attorney. This was up in the Seattle area. And President Trump also has fired all election assistant commission members, leaving the agency unable to practice right before the midterm election. Thomas Hicks served on the commission before becoming the chairman. He was fired by email from the White House that he was preparing to attend the National Secretary of the State conference, who were meeting in South Dakota. That's 10 minutes before he got there. He worked with over 400 election officials from both sides of the aisle. The agency has two top lines that think they can still do. The Help America Vote Act. The agency pays to get out funds to states to ensure they can function well. The other piece is we serve as the clearinghouse of information, so we gather that information and then get that information to the jurisdiction. There's over 8,000 jurisdictions in this country, but the only one who can that's only one or two individuals who can do certain things. So right now, we can tell you, make sure you go to your polling, your call on Monday morning. We said this over again. Call your election board. If you don't have the number, call your mayor's office and make sure that you're on the rolls. As we're going through the midterms here, and also here in Missouri, election coming up in August. Just right down around the corner from us. Make sure that you are legally on the books to be registered by the person people. Here in the state of Missouri, our Attorney General, our Secretary of State, automatically, it's turning our records in.
I heard you breaking up a bit.
I'm breaking up a bit, shot. Hold on a second. Okay, take care of it right away, sir. Okay, how's that, Scott?
Much better.
Okay. So here in Missouri, our Secretary of State has already submitted our records to the federal government, after saying he wasn't going to do it. That was months ago. But now, as we have this fight that's about to take place,
we had the gentleman that's in charge of the DHS. Now this is gotten real crazy. They're asking. He's threatening people who threatening the officials.
Yeah.
Whoever manufactured it, whoever said they will not do it. Matter of fact, there's some states that are actually suing against it. And by the law, okay, the president cannot change no rules. He cannot do no emergency thing that would give him authority. All this is kind of making confusion in a person's mind. So right now, we ask you, please focus on what actual things that involve you. And these things include like the mortgage rates. They're up to 6.5%, 55% from last week. It was at 6.49, and that last week for a 30-year fix, according to Fannie Mac, and also for the 15-year fix is 5.93%. And it was slightly up from 5.92% last week. The inflation rate, this is not good, fell 3.5 in June, down from 4.2 in May. The largest drop since 2020. Jeez, boy, this is not good. And also, another thing that's in the news that you're kind of hard to miss. Hold on. This past week, and they had hearings, on TV. That we had on TV that President Trump's choice for Attorney General Todd Blanche gave the Epstein survivor. Well, first of all, he went before the Senate panel, Judicial panel, and he was asked to be nominated, Senate Judicial Committee, and he gave several testimonies, and right now they need all the Republican votes that he can get to be confirmed. So far, he has been not the attorney for the country, but he said he was President Trump's personal attorney. So right now, all of the things that President Trump want to get done, and right now, normally in years gone by, Don, help me out here. The FBI, the Justice Department, without fighting crime, making sure people are slipping into our country, making sure everybody's securing their bank account and stuff. None of that's being done, and we're not hearing about that. All we're hearing about now is that these people right now going out jumping on people who are against the president, and that's like he's weaponized his department, and like he just got rid of Pam Bondi, who was his predecessor, because she wasn't doing enough, but she was doing quite a bit, in my opinion. So right now, Todd Blanche, had one senator that he wasn't quite sure about, and that was Tom Tillis, and he came out and said, if you do not meet with the Epstein survivors, you cannot have my vote. Well, guess what? You heard kind of a little sham get-togethers. Well, he finally met with them the next day, and he met with them, how he was forced to. I mean, did he agree that he would help them? No. Did he agree to, that he would look into their cases? No. He did not agree to do anything that was going to help them. He only did it because he knew he needed that one vote. And matter of fact, while at the meeting there, he was late to the first meeting. So again, the time has shifted around. But right now, listen to what's going on, looking at all the things that's on our table for our Justice Department, we need to have our Attorney General nominee be denied. Not there to make a lot of difference who will come next, but we shall see. But right now, that's also been in the news. Another big thing that affects all of us in some shape, form, or fashion. This is a lot of money, people, when I say this to you. $110 billion. That's one person has that kind of money. right now the merger you have read about this between Paramount and Warner Brothers and Discovery is bad for the country and entertainment. The merger would put CBS News owned by Paramount and CNN owned by Warner and Discovery under the same company, shrinking the quality of journalist independence, eliminating a historical Hollywood studio, one of 5 remaining Spy studios. This company, once it's been approved, okay. But right now, a group including critics, labor unions, and criticism of 12 attorney generals have filed lawsuits against the merger. Right now, if this merger takes place, this company will have a control of 30% of all the blockbuster movie distribution market period around the country. What does that mean? You get new programs, new movies all the time? No. And like saying, whatever you get, okay, the price of going to the movie house would be going up because right now they will control that. And not only that, there's, you can imagine there was a time that CBS News was known as the actual, the top of the line for its news. But right now, 60 Minutes, which has been totally destroyed, they got rid of Stephen Colbert, which is one of my favorites, my personal favorites, because President Trump told him to. And by the way, there's one family, the Ellison family, they're the ones that will be buying this. And right now, he has had the FCC has been so nice. He's been so nice to the FCC. They give him everything that he asked for. And right now, this is something that, as we talk about this, and as we look at this, okay, this is not good for our country to have that kind of control. So right now, the movie that we used to look at, not going to happen. And another big thing that that's taking place around the country, and there's been something that we cannot overlook. Is this past week or so? As a matter of fact, that most recently, for lack of a better description, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement officer, agent shot and killed a 52-year-old man in Houston, Texas, and then less than a week later, another ICE officer shot and killed a 23-year-old man in Bedford, Maine. Both were mistaken identities. Now, get this, okay? ICE did respond and said that that the person that did the shooting in Maine was not qualified, that he just got on the force, and that they were going to suspend most traffic stops. DH Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen told the U.S. Senators Angus King, who is a senator from Maine, the man killed was not the target. Now, so this seemed as though this was going to be something good. They'll stop the stop. But President Donald Trump quickly reversed a national ban on vehicle stops. And so right now, they will continue to be stopping the people. And matter of fact, in a lot of states, and matter of fact, here in Missouri, several of the police departments, including mine, I live in Woodson Terrace. Matter of fact, the headquarters for ICE in this area is located in Woodson Terrace. And so our police department, some officers, Breckenridge here in this vicinity, have all agreed to work with them. So this is something that's going to get worse before it gets better. And what is done, if you look at the lettuce problem that has taken place here, but normally we have all these immigrants in the fields picking those lettuces, in the field in the sun, making sure that our food supply continue to be, harvested properly. Well, they do not have the manpower. They do not have the people to make sure that it's being done cleanly. Matter of fact, they do not have the top people that have been doing it for years doing it. This was something that was seasonal operation that took place year after year after year. And so now we can see why we worry about our lettuce. And that's something that most people have in their diet. Taco Bell, not just Taco Bell, you got McDonald's. Most of the restaurants nowadays use lettuce in some kind of way. So again, we ask you, please be careful. But again, this will come because in our health department, we have Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who for one is against vaccination, and he's trying to, upside down, turn the health department upside down, and all the good practices that we had lived with for over the years. Right now, he's trying to stop all those. So that's why right now our country seems to be, because it is in bad shape. Because right now, as we look at all that's going on, the stops, that's going on, that's taking place. That this is something that's not good. But one thing we can say for sure, okay, our country will sustain itself. Right now, we have some good doctors, and but right now, something that we look at, when you come to our health departments, they're responsible for all the things that take place. And when it comes to making sure that our people are safe, health-wise, and so forth, we're in good shape. Now, also, something that should bother most people, that when the president spoke on this election, this past Thursday, back in 2020, people seem to forget at that time he was president of the United States. This was the election that was overseen by him and his people. And I say him and his people, people that were on his staff. And at that time, everyone. So right now, as the Republicans are finding themselves making enemies every chance they get, that most people right now, will not be voted for them come midterm. And so right now, one of the things that everyone in this country has, one right that we all have, that God has given us. We are entitled to vote. And that's the thing that you have fought for, that you on that one day, we all are the same. And on that one day, okay, we should be able to cast our votes, without fear. And like now, not only are they threatening, the voter, okay, they're threatening the people that's controlling, the election board. That's illegal. This is stuff that you just don't hear about in a country like America. And it's just pitiful, okay? How we going in this direction? And that's not a good thing by no means. But again, have to say that we make sure, okay, that wherever you are, this coming Monday, go to your polling place and go to your election board and make sure, okay, that you are on the rolls and that you're there, and that they have not removed you from the rolls. This is very important. And also, to show you about the FCC. The FCC, was created to make sure that everybody, all the radio stations, all the TV stations, all this stuff, okay, will be independent, and during President Trump's speech this Thursday, he actually threatened the networks. The reason was because most of them said they were not going to carry his speech. And the one that he threatened, okay, directly was CBS. So that was the only other major network that actually carry the speech. So again, right now, we need to look at what is taking place around our country, what we're doing in our country, and how our rights are slowly slipping away from us. And also, I'm happy to say that, unhappy to say, workers are now continuing. Oops.
Hello, Ira. How are you?
How you doing, Mayor Jones? How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm running in between forums. I'm out here campaigning.
Well, first of all, okay, this is our special guest, Mayor Ella Jones. Matter of fact, she retired as the first black female mayor of Ferguson not long ago. But now, okay, she's taking on another race. and that she continues to campaign for our community right now. So right now, Mayor Jones, exactly what seat are you running for?
I'm running for St. Louis County Council District 1 seat. I am number 3 on the ballot.
Okay.
And District 1 reaches from University City all the way up to a part of Hazelwood on this side of 270.
Wow.
They go far out as St. John, the municipality, and all the way over to Bell South Neighbors.
Mayor Jones, that's one of the largest districts in the county.
It is the largest district in St. Louis County.
My God. But I mean, naturally, you know, I'm on the air. We voting for you here, okay? But I know that that you've been, you know, that here, you know, that you've been, you know, shown to be a good campaigner and to work very hard. But you also have been a person that fights for the people.
Yes,
right?
all the time. All the time. And, you know, while I was mayor in Ferguson, I only been out to chair 3 months. And while I was mayor, you know, I just left a forum. I was letting them know when during COVID, and it was really cold, and Canfield Green had changed ownership. And the new owner wanted to put them women outside in the cold with them.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, no, this is not going to happen. I went in there and I lit into that man. I think he thought I was an angry black woman.
Let's call this what it is.
I called a press conference on him, everything. And he told the press, as soon as the vouchers come, we're not going to put them out. No, you ain't going to put them women and kids out in the cold. You done lost your mind.
But Mayor Jones, see, that's why I said you have a track record, okay, of making a difference. As a matter of fact, when you took control of Ferguson, let's be honest about it, it was in total chaos. People were coming and going. But right now, okay, if you left it, there've been all type of development in the community. Okay, Lawson Valley has thrived. Okay,
Yeah.
the River League has expanded to to that community, to providing more resources for the people. So I mean, I can't think of too many things that negative that took place upon your administration.
Well, thank you. We didn't have no negativity because we rolled up our sleeves and went to work.
Yeah.
That nursing home that was closed on Chambers and Harnett, I worked with a medical group, and I went to Jefferson City and testified so they could get their license to open up that nursing home, Arbor Hills. And people who live in Ferguson got top left jobs there.
Now, Mayor Jones, right now, okay, in the first district in St. Louis County, what are some of the things that need to be dealt with that haven't been dealt with?
Well, the number one thing is public safety.
Yes.
And we need crime prevention. Our young people don't know conflict resolution.
Yes.
And they're out here carrying these guns, killing up themselves. Now, you know, at one point they had a young man was murdered. He had his funeral at the Diamond Funeral Home in Ferguson. A gun battle broke out there. And then at the STEM school several months ago, a 13-year-old was murdered there. So North County needs to get together and do crime prevention. There is a bill that has been passed in St. Louis County called Save Lives Now. and they don't want to fund the bill. It's $1.7 million. They don't want to fund the
Wait,
bill.
that's no money, Ms. Jones, in the county
There's
budget.
no money to save a life. We should be in the business of saving our young people. But here's the deal. I sit on East West Gateway Council of Governments, and they just was awarded $267,000 to work on the Save Lives Now project. All that money went to the city of St. Louis. St. Louis County didn't get anything because we haven't done anything.
Well, I know right
So
now.
that's the most important thing we need to do. Get in here, work with our young people, put them on a different path. Let them know that there are people out here who care about them,
Yeah.
who can get them in skilled labor. Because skilled trades is, them men are dying out. And we need plumbers, we need carpenters, we need electricians, we need pipe fitters. And those skilled labor jobs can afford a family a good living. My husband was a journeyman electrician for Local 1 IBEW, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. He did a phenomenal living for us.
And I was local.
Retired from Bowen. And when he retired from Bowen, he was making $55 an hour.
That ain't chump change.
We need to put our kids on a better path.
And also, John, one of the things about that's so important, okay? One thing that's so important, okay, is that AI cannot take these jobs away from these are jobs that require a person to be there physically. And, and they cannot be replaced by technology or computer, because this is something that requires physical attention from the body, from the hand-to-hand coordination in most cases.
Yes. So we need to get our children looking at skilled trades.
As a matter of fact, though, I know right now, I know one of our good friends, Brian Williams, is running, for county executive, and the trades have been a part of my life. Most of my life, okay, I've been involved in unions, and I started a training program down in many years ago in St. Louis, back in the 70s. We trained blacks in broadcasting back in those days. And we were able to train blacks. But the funny part, Mary Jones, is before we could get our people fully trained, the radio station, KMOX and all these great stations, they were taking out people right away.
Yeah.
They want. All the major radio stations wanted somebody black on the air, and all they wanted was somebody that had a background. And even in St. Louis City and County right now, when the cable franchises came in, we were able to get blacks trained through double hitters, which is kind of fading out now. But they were required to train people in St. Louis County and St. Louis City in technology such as how to handle a camera, how to do light and sound. And those jobs became jobs. They got the St. Louis Cardinals, the baseball team, the Blues hockey team, the football team. They were here. These are some good paying jobs. It all became because of the training programs.
Right. So we got to get our youth interested in those skilled labors, skilled trade.
John, let me say something, okay? Not only did we get our young people, okay, this is an opportunity for people. No, you don't have to be a young person to become an apprentice nowadays. You can be in your 40s and 30s, okay?
Right.
Yes.
You can be a painter. Yeah.
A painter, right now. So so you don't have to just be a young person. I know right now my grandson is working on being an apprentice with Local 1 himself, as we had this conversation, okay? But now, having said that, there are people in their 40s and 50s, because see, as you said something early on, there's a need right now and these projects are taking place around the country. They're building more buildings, building more housing. They have to have people to do that.
Right.
As a
Right.
matter
They need them. They need them.
As a matter of fact, one bill that just passed, the House and the Senate, President Trump refused to sign it was for housing. Well, that means there's more jobs. They can build more housing now.
Exactly.
And the house requires an electrician, a plumber, somebody to do the carpentry. Those are all the jobs, okay, that's not going nowhere.
And that's the truth. That's the truth. And those jobs going to be around forever.
Yes, ma'am.
They are going to be around forever.
And the good part about that, I tell people, okay, that's it on the head of the resurrection conference. When those young people when you're trained in this trade, they can go out and start their own businesses inside those units, and then they can go and hire other black people, people from their own neighborhoods, and they can build their own businesses. Because as long as they supply workers.
Yeah, they be entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Because right now, right now it's a fact that more workers are now continue to leave the U.S. workforce, and that is clear right now. So there's more people, but I mean there are more openings. That people can get. No matter what trade you want to go into, there's opening for you. There's opportunity for you to feed your family.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact,
yeah, you give them a good quality of life.
let me ask you a question, Mary Jones. I know that in Ferguson that you have moved on at your camp. What is happening with the old Emerson electric campus over there?
Well, Emerson campus is 217 acres.
Mm-hmm.
And we had, Jim Onder, he proposed to buy that campus.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us a community agreement
Mm-hmm.
where we first signed, we would get $700,000 to do environmental study and everything.
Mm-hmm.
People fail to, a lot of people don't even know. Emerson already has a data center.
Mm-hmm.
And the data center been there since 2008, and it is a gold standard data center. So everybody talking about, oh, Emerson's gonna turn it. No, it's already won. He was asked for abatement, tax abatement.
Tax abatement. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was going to bring other manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
And the data center been there since 2008, and it is a gold standard data center. So everybody talking about, oh, Emerson's going to turn it. No, it's already won. He was asked for abatement, tax abatement.
Tax abatement. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was going to bring other manufacturing companies in there.
Mm-hmm.
The vote came up the next day that I left office, and the new mayor voted against it. However, Jim Onder purchased the property anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get any incentives, anything other than the regular taxes. However, he is a fair person,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to sit down with Ferguson and still be a good corporate partner to the city of Ferguson. And that's still a plus, because the way they treated him, it was horrible. But he being a businessman, he still wants to work with Ferguson.
Well, another thing, man, John, that you just mentioned there, okay, he has been voted the #1 law firm in St. Louis for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
And he's continually helping people. I mean, so his heart isn't in the right place. For you to go to them on a law firm, and we got a lot of law firms around here because we watch TV, you cannot hardly watch anything that's in the commercial for a law firm.
He came to my church, St. Paul AME Church in the city, in the heart of the tornado, and he was letting people know that he will help them to work with FEMA or in their insurance company. You know, he's that type of attorney that has a law firm that will help people. But why some of these people in Ferguson decided against it, I don't know. But he bought campus anyway. And he's still willing to work with Ferguson.
Well, Mayor Jones, I think the fact, I know he just purchased it, he closed this past week on the okay. But see, first of all, okay, data centers are not, we need those very, very badly. Because right now, this program that we're doing now, it's going to have to be stored in some data center someplace. And data centers right now are not going into place. I think in the case with him, there was so much misinformation that was put out there.
Yes.
And that's what his problem came in, is that it was negative. One of the things, negativity sells. So most of your TV stations, they're writing articles, okay, that were not totally truthful.
Ira, you're breaking up a little bit.
Okay, Scott, let me see if I can do something about that right here, okay? How's that? Any better?
That's better, thank you.
Yes, much, much better.
Okay, so I was saying that the misinformation about what was going on in Emerson, that data center right now is one that is self-contained.
Yes.
And that's the thing that people are looking for. As a matter of fact, the Google is building one out in the rural areas that's self-contained.
Yes, and like he told them that they were going to generate their own electricity and sell some back to Ameren, and they were going to do their own water cooling system, and people don't understand. If you go on Lindbergh and McDonnell Douglas Boulevard, you think that fountain is out there for no reason. No, that big fountain on Lindbergh and McDonnell Boulevard, that water is used to cool all of those computers that McDonnell Douglas had. It's not using any extra money. It's saying, like you said.
Well, see, that's one of the things. Okay, people look at this way. He still owns the land. He's still going to do it. But right now, I think, so you just said, okay, he's going to continue to be a good corporate citizen for the people in Ferguson. We're going to make sure, okay, that jobs are created. And there's always opportunity, okay, down the road. There's an incentive that he took to us. It's not totally out of the picture.
No, and like he said, he is gonna have union workers. Because your house has got to be built and everything. He's still going to use union workers. He's still going to pay prime wages. And that's going to be the influx for Ferguson economy. We got all those restaurants on Forest Road. Somebody's going to get hungry. Somebody's going to get hungry. They got, Elicious, the Brew House. We got King of Soul. We got Hyde. We got Taste. We got the Chop House. Somebody is going to get hungry. That's helping our economy.
Yeah, but not only that, he's helping, the economy is, close by. One of the things, I'm going to change the subject for 1 second. Early on, we were talking about crime the crime. And out here in the last, I'm going to say on the Missouri side of the river, okay, a young man just killed 2 people on the Bi-State bus. Well, they caught him hiding out in Berkeley. I mean, and you have people shooting people, leaving them for dead. People right now are getting these guns, and they're not trained on how to use them.
No, a lot of these parents are leaving these guns where these kids can get a hold of them, too.
But if we were kids, you didn't go in the parents' bedroom, number one. And number two, okay, they put their guns up under the pillow, up under the mattress, But that don't work nowadays. How the kids are in there, they're gonna find those guns.
And I know, and Ferguson has gun locks, and anybody can go up to the police department and ask for a gun lock, no questions asked or anything else. They want to get these gun locks in the hands of these parents, so these guns will be safe where these kids can't get their hands on them.
Well, Mayor John, you mentioned that there's some money, okay, that was approved in St. Louis County, less than a couple $1 million, okay, for safety. That hasn't got funded. What can you do as a council member to make that a reality?
Well, when I am elected and go on that council, the first thing I'm gonna look at that Save Lives Now bill that has been passed and has not been funded. I want to know why it hasn't been funded. What can we do to get it funded, and apply to East West Gateway to give some funding toward it? So that's the first thing I'm going to do. In addition to that, St. Louis County had an $81 million deficit. Who does deficit spending? I know I can't do that in my house. I won't have a house.
I can't do that.
They got to build that $81 million down to $40 million, but it's still $41 million has to be reckoned with. So I'm go in there and look.
So let me ask you a question, okay? In a case like that, there are two people that should be responsible for this. There's the chairman of the council, or chairman of the council, and the county executive.
Yeah.
So why can they work together to get that done?
I don't know why they can't work together. Now, you know what? That question you asked me, every time I knock on the door, people say, why is so much pettiness? Why so much infighting when they should be working together? While I was mayor of Ferguson, everybody didn't agree with me and I didn't agree with them. But we worked together because of the people. We were elected to serve the people. And when you lose sight in serving the people, then you get caught up in all your emotions. You can't do that as a leader and be effective. You can't do that.
Mayor Jones, we have another co-host of us today, Don Johnson. It was on the program, on the phone right now. John, say hello to Mayor Jones.
Hello, Mayor Jones. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm blessed and I'm happy about it.
Okay, so Don, do you have a question for the mayor?
Well, with the mayor, my question is, how do we get the need to be involved in the community where it even trickles down to the high school kids that they want to do some volunteer work in order to gain some experiences in what they can eventually graduate or either enroll in and hold down a job?
Well, we got to go to the unions and have them come out and do a career day. Now, we did one at Florissant Valley about 2 years ago. They had all the skilled trades in the other auditorium in the big gym. And they had busloads of kids coming in. So they could walk around and look at the plumbers, the pipe fitters and everything and make a decision. So we need to do that again. Now, Florissant Valley has a manufacturing building, brand new building. And as soon as I'm in office, I will talk to Dr. Perkins, who is the president of the college, and see if we can get that building open so trade can come in. And we invite all these kids from all over the region to be there to see, if that's something they want to do. It only takes people working together as a team to get things done.
Well, I guess my only question in that area is that with these unions, do they ever give a history of the union? to where they can tell them we discriminated against people that look like you because that's the way we were raised. And we gave them the lesser jobs. I mean, if you know, I could be out there on a worker for the highway department, and they could put me on the grass. When do I get a chance to drive the tractor or the big truck? And if I don't do that, how many of us do you have doing those type of jobs where they are making the money, they're a skill, they can leave there and go someplace else as opposed to put me on the list that I have minorities that work for me. But they're picking up paper, cutting grass, maybe parking cars. But on the overall view, I can show you, well, we have minorities that are employed here also. When does that go away?
Let me share a story with you. My husband, he was a Vietnam veteran. And when he came out of the service, he wanted to be an electrician. You know, they barred him from being an electrician. Him and some other guys that came home from the war. And they got together and they fought IBEW and made them bring them in, skilled trades. All these young guys now are working off the work those older guys done. They're not reaching back to get younger people to get skilled in these various trades. So that's something we can do is go to the plumbers, go to the pipe fitters, and let them know we want them to learn these jobs to be skilled. I know the plumbers have a huge workspace, office space in Earth City, and it's overflowing with black young men. So it's just getting with the heads of these skilled trades and let them know we want them to be more than laborers.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying, with going to these individuals that own these unions, etc., that as they present who they are, they do present this history that we didn't want you here because you're black. We have a history of doing it like that. So it's not that we're gonna bring you in right now and well we're gonna get some movement. No, we want to deal with how it began, why it happened. Now we are trying to improve what we did, which was unlawful, which was discriminate.
Right.
Well, Don, one thing I can say here, okay?
Okay.
On behalf of electricians, IBEW Local 2, I was an organizer for them, and I went out into the community, out at the Metro place that we had out in Wellston, and I gave recruitment out there where we recruited. And the one thing that we said, when I went there, and this is the mantra between most of the unions now. There was a time, okay, that we did not want blacks in, but right now, okay, it's not so much okay that our kids don't want those jobs now, and because they don't want to get dirty, and that's why right now, okay, and we apologize in saying that we want to recruit you in, and that we apologize for our past. But right now, we need you to survive. So it's not a matter of the unions, okay, saying, okay, we love you. There's a need. Well, there's a need, and I know, Don, with your background as a counselor down at Harris State University, that you work with them. But I work also with the IBEW to work with. We were creating a program down at Jefferson College, where they was in training, in broadband. Well, all these new technology that we get in the telecommunications industry right now, they need us black folks now. And so now is the time, okay, it's to come to the table, tell a young person, go see, okay, if they will hire you. And if you don't, let me or let Mayor Jones know, and we make sure they revisit that. So there's a time they will be held accountable now. Through me as the chamber, through any way like the mayor, okay? Am I right, Mayor Jones?
Yeah, I belong to North County Labor Union, and we meet the first Monday of every month. So that is something, it can be easily brought up in the meeting and see how we can get this thing moving, this train moving.
We don't need no train sitting still, no tracks, no place nowadays. We gotta have some type of motion. And I think, Don, the fact that that you being that close to the ground, okay, you saw firsthand how these kids feel, you know, and how their parents feel that they were trying to get their children into the union.
I totally agree with you, but here's what I want you to show. We had a picture over at Webster Groves. We got together as students and we loved each other. So what would happen if they had a situation where the parents over in Webster Groves, non-black parents, would give some type of function and we weren't invited? Their own kids asked them, why can't such and such be here? They were with us all day. So I'm just saying, even in areas where there's going to be a few of us they're going to hire like you, that their own people are confronting them as to why aren't these people with us a part of this right now? And none of us are in the room. Because some of these kids were looking at their parents and go, I didn't know you was this racist. I didn't know you was this prejudiced. But they told them, and none of us were around. That was at the dinner table when they wanted some of us to be with them after school. And the parents go, no, I don't want you around them. They looked at them and say, it'll be better the day you die if you keep that attitude. Now, this is the one that they birthed into the world, telling them this. So all I'm saying is I can follow what you're saying, that you can go here and do this, but somebody that doesn't have that deep chocolate in that same room, looking at the people that they live with in the same neighborhood and questioning him about that, are making them accountable. Or is that asking too much? For Americans in the land of the home of the, free and the brave and all this other. Is that asking too much?
No, you gotta make him accountable. And the only way you can make him accountable is making them sit at the table and tell you how they're gonna change and what they're gonna do better and hold them to that.
Mayor Jones, and also to Don here, one of the things in the last couple of years, DEI, there's been something that was pushed, okay, but it would not fly because right now, there, in most white families, okay, you're finding that the young ladies and young men are marrying black and white women, black and white, either black men, and so now, sometimes the late Jesse Jackson said, we now having a rainbow scenario, so it's kind of hard to say in a family gathering, okay, I don't like these black folk when they're sitting at the table, Don. And so right now, that's, the change is here. Something that Reverend Lyles talked about in earlier program, Mayor Jones, he went around in the prayer day before, he talked about in the Tower of Babylon, how they had missed language, they could not communicate. Well, now there's one communication that we all can communicate about now is we need to make money to feed our families.
Right.
And this is a vehicle, okay, to make sure that it's there. And I think now the unions are open up now more, Don, than ever before, because they don't care the color of your skin. They need people. I should say, we desperately need you. And I've seen, not only that I know they do desperately need people right now, no matter what color you are, to go, dig, put a table in the ground. To wire the houses that are being built all around the county, all around the city, all around the state. They need people to build those houses.
Right, they do.
And they don't care who you are. They're saying, like right now, when I was, in fact, years ago, we had a big, Don, you may remember this too, Don, we have a big do once a year down at the convention center, where all the county and the city high schools came down to the career day. We had for a couple of days. We had all the unions down there, all the corporations down there, where we would bring all the unions through there, okay, so they could talk to their councils for the next year, how they could get involved with different corporations and different businesses. And one of the largest participants, okay, they had the largest booth down there, were the unions.
And
everybody else standing around.
That's something we got to reinstitute. We got to do it again.
Yes.
I'm not saying the unions won't be there. I'm just saying when you get these kids, or when you recruit them, you deal with the history of the whole situation. Mm-hmm. So you let them know this is an opening that we deliberately close the door on people that look like you.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you want a pickup truck, or if you want, work to get you one, you want some skills, now we will be held accountable.
Well, right now, Don, one thing I think that, for a fact that everyone's been held accountable because we're in a generation right now that each person has a encyclopedia in their hands with a complete cell phone. So you can't lie about your history. You can't lie about what you did do, because they're right there before you.
I can follow what you're saying, but we got a president that said what? We don't need Black history. Now, where's he coming from? And who's on him? And who's on him?
Well, right now, Don, we had a president that was on the national TV the other day, and both sides of the aisle concluded, okay, there were no more new facts, and that the election in 2020 is gone. It's gone. And since that time, the same political system, the system, okay, the election system, just got elected president not long ago. So the system cannot be that bad, okay, because it's still working.
Right.
And I think the whole world looked at the United States and said, we do have one of the best electorate. And so right now, that's Donald Trump's personal opinion. And everybody's entitled to it.
Exactly. Very much so.
Man,
One thing that's very important. The August 4th primary.
yes, I was about to say.
Somebody better get out here and vote. We need to flip the Senate, and we need to flip the House of Representatives.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs to get out here and vote. We
And right
have
now, man,
so many registered voters who don't vote, but they
Yeah.
complain about what's going on. So we got to get the people out to vote. And they don't have to wait till August the 4th. Early voting starts on the 21st.
Mhm.
They could go to
they have about 16 locations in there. They have.
go to UMSL Student Center.
Mhm.
They could go to the Recreation Center. They could go to the Board of Elections. And they could go to the library on Lewis and Clark.
Or in Clayton Library, most
Yeah.
libraries.
Place. You don't have to wait till August the 4th. I know I'm going Tuesday morning to the Board of Election. I'm going to cast my vote.
But I will be voting early myself, man, John. I used to love to just have the feel of voting on election day, okay. But once I voted last time, voted early, it felt good and said that's something I already made my commitment, okay, to the person I want to commit it to, and you have to try to change my mind.
Well, I waited in line over in Clayton, okay, at the library, so I know what you're talking about.
Yes, and I think that's why I said, I think that the people nowadays, there are more opportunity. But as I say on this program every week, please call your election board up or go to the election board, make sure you have been purged, removed from the rolls. Because right now the rolls are being purged every chance they get. So make sure that you go there. And also the thing that this Save America Act that President Trump is trying to push through, they are very, John, I'm not gonna put you on the spot, but I'm put you on the spot, right? You've been an elected official several times over. Well, I know you got a passport, but if you didn't have a passport, would you have a birth certificate to show written who you were?
No. We never had to use a birth certificate.
Now, how many people? And I use you as an example, okay? That and you've been married, okay? So your married name has changed. From what was your maiden name? If you don't mind me asking.
I was a Palmer.
Palmer.
Yeah, I was a Palmer out of Louisiana. When I went to change my name on my voter registration,
Uh-huh.
for my marriage license, I think, and I had that with me. But that's
Right.
about it.
I know my wife had to do the same thing. But now, okay, that's out the window. Well, now would be out the window.
Not yet. It's not out the window yet.
And I said would be out the window. Well, let me ask you another question, okay, that people need to talk about. In Missouri, okay, they're attempting to change the Constitution for the state. Our legislators have not always been effective in making new laws, like the gambling, some things that didn't pass, the right to work and stuff. And the people came out and got a petition to go, okay, and they put things on the ballot and they passed. Well, there's a move afoot now, okay, to change the laws now. And I never heard anything so crazy that they said now that in Missouri we have 8 congressional districts. And each congressional district, one congressional district, okay, can overrule the other 7 if they want to vote a different way to change our Constitution to get something done. If that's crazy, you ever heard?
It's crazy. And that's why we said, telling everybody, vote yes on Amendment 1. But as for water and stuff, that's already in place. But vote no on 2, 3, 4, and 5. Vote no. Yeah, the legislators going to try to keep us from putting stuff on the ballot, petition to go stuff on the ballot. And then you got that where people come out, it's good if we get abolished income tax. Well, if you abolish income tax, where you think that 60% gonna come from? They're gonna tax you more on groceries, they'll tax you more on gasoline. So don't buy into the foolishness.
Well, that's the one thing, okay, that in my discussions with people, they say, well, if you're going to abolish the income tax, where is the money we're going to get taking care of our trash pickups?
Right.
Paying our bills for our municipalities. You know what I mean? How are we gonna find money for that? You know what I mean? Just even for money to pay government salaries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's the first thing you want to know, okay? But something some good friend of mine said they're gonna find it someplace, okay? And it's not where and it's least likely where you want them to take it at.
Exactly. And they try to get people to believe, oh, you're going to get an extra $3,000 a year, but they're going to turn around and take it back from you.
Yeah, I mean, $3,000, over a year's period of time, you don't see it.
But wait a minute, $3,000 in the Ameren can charge you more for electricity. The water company may want some more money. The gas company, they might want some more money because what? Well, if Ameren got a raise, why can't we get a raise?
Okay.
And the other thing is, when can we stop this monopoly on these public service companies? So that we tell them, no, you can't go from here to Columbia and still run stuff. No, you're getting too big, so we got to cut you off. When do we get that power?
We still have that power. It's a petition. We still can petition our government. They're trying to take it away from us.
Right.
But we still have the power to petition the government.
And that's why I think that's number 4, if memory serves right, and that we definitely saying no.
Exactly.
No, what I'm saying, either one of them, okay. Matter of fact, even as I've been following, the people that's supporting those, they also feel right now that it sounds stupid to them now, okay, even as they proposed it.
When you look at these commercials,
oh my God,
they want to take away the income tax. They put all black people on it. When the next one come up, take a look at it.
Well, I do. Well, I do. Well, one thing that I do, okay, is I'll look at commercials and stuff, and I said this more than once in our program here, that you can't watch a TV show, a network show, a cable show without now seeing a commercial, okay, where people of color. Well, 15 years ago, okay, all the commercials had nothing but whites on those commercials.
Right.
White hosts, white, producers. But right now, okay, most of your, the jobs are now held by, no females now, and not men. And they also, almost most colors right now, they have this gets named, they have a black and a white female, or a black female and a white man in these commercials, and they show marriages now.
Yeah, that's what they doing. They trying to make it look like, well, we don't have DEI anymore, but we still fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's the pumpkin they trying to sell to us.
Yeah, but see, the one thing about DEI, okay, that has to come back, because right now they need DEI, and corporate America needs DEI more so than anybody else does. Because one of the things they want our money.
Right. They truly want our money. But I can start our conversation.
Go ahead.
She's got to go.
Yeah, I do.
No.
I got to move to the next adventure.
No, you working right now, Mayor Jones. You working to get elected, and we just thank you so much, okay, for taking this much time out, and to be a part of it. I think a nice discussion about Scott. Scott, you got anything you want to say, Scott?
I'm not in this.
Well, what I would like to say, thank you for the opportunity. Vote. Early vote on July the 21st, and the last vote can be cast will be August the 4th. And vote Ella Jones, St. Louis County Council, District 1, number 3 on the ballot.
And that includes how many from where to where?
The district is from a part of Hazelwood on this side of 270, all the way down to University City, stopping at Delmar, and it go as far as St. John, Woodson Terrace, Overland, all in that area. It takes in account of the 24-1 and goes over to Bell Fountain Neighbors.
The airport and all that.
Yes. Berkeley, Ferguson, and most of the district is in my Democratic committee township. So
wait a minute, you forgot to let people know. Thank you, okay, for getting you elected to the township. Thank you for that also.
Yeah, thank the people for electing me for the city of Ferguson from 2015 to 2023. I just turned out 3 months ago. I chose not to run a third time because I want to run for St. Louis County Council District 1. And then in 24, they elected me as the committee woman for the Ferguson Township. And I do appreciate every vote that I get.
Well, right now, we thank you for taking the time today, okay, to spend with us on Lunch with the Chamber of Commerce on FergusonUSCHotTalkRadio.com. Well, when we call, you always answer. I'll be calling you. I got the idea. I need to run by you, okay?
Okay.
That you just got to. But right now, go. And do what you got to do.
Thank you.
Okay,
all right, take care.
Okay, love you. Bye-bye. Thank you, okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, well, that's the, good friend of ours, good friend of mine. I can call her truly a friend that's out here, working for change. And one thing to talk about change, another thing to go out and work for change. Don, let me ask you a question I wanted to, okay, now that when I was talking about this earlier in the program, what are your thoughts about the merger between Paramount, Warner Brothers, and the Discovery Channel?
Well, I think that they're allowing certain companies to become monopolies, and they want to be because they control so many TV stations, radio stations, etc. And I think that type of monopoly needs to be broken. They need to stay independent, so that if someone disagrees with either the president or somebody in this, that we get a number of opinions, we get a number of information, and we come to our own conclusions. Not that you only give me, put one record on the record player and that's all I can listen to, and you're going to ask me how did I like the tune. And the people higher up and the people in these corporations, they just need to be told, no, you cannot have this many stations. No, you cannot buy this one out to this, and that's going to give you a monopoly. And no, you're not going to be a conglomerate. That's not going to happen in the United States. This is not Russia, where we got, probably one channel over there, and guess who runs that channel?
The government.
So no, they need to stop them right now, because why? We know one basic human trait: the more power, the more corruption, and the more power they want, so that they control the news. Not that they report the news, but they report what they want to say, what is newsworthy. And have we had that in history? Yes. I mean, you go down to Tulsa, what they did to Wall Street down in Tulsa. Did I study that in the textbook? Did anybody go to jail for that? Did anybody go to jail for that?
They did the same thing here in Missouri, in St. Louis, with Meacham Park, down in Mills Creek area, and they did it. They learned from Wall Street to do it a different way. But they still took out black districts. Okay, they were truly corporations. Like I said, but to the thing, back to this pyramid deal. What happened? Okay, we saw at CBS. Okay. This is owned by the Ellison family. When President Trump complained about what's his name, Stephen Colbert, he wanted him fired. They fired him. Now they're trying to get rid of The View on ABC, owned by Disney. And they said, no, we're not going to go through that no more. We're going to stand up and fight. Okay. But one thing now we will know that on CBS and then CNN now is owned by Warner Brothers. And they all be up under the same corporate household. What does that tell you?
Like you said, you look at BET, they're no longer black owned.
No.
So certain things for us are not going to be covered. Because why? The head man can go, no, we don't need to put that on our screen. We don't need to cover it. Because why? He doesn't have that history or that background. And he may be threatened by it. Mm-hmm. But he's in control.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we have to watch, because why? The more people have control, the hungrier they get, and the more they want things to be their way.
And right now,
this one nation under God. No, I'm in control. It's like I look at our President Trump. Is he going to be a Putin twin? Is that who he's trying to be? This is the United States. He's not Putin.
No.
So why put his name on money? Why are you going to go to certain buildings and have to put Trump up there? What has he done to have been a draft dodger? He's also had 2 or 3 different women have been over there with his boy at his place. But no, we were just friends. Everybody know he's a liar. So
that's why, Don, we can look at what just happened right now up here with the Attorney General. With his personal lawyer, who is now an acting Attorney General, how he only met with the Espen, the women who were disgraced and bought scored for life. After this one senator said, "You won't get my vote unless you meet with those people." Well, he gave them what we call. I can't say that on the air. I know we have free speech. Okay. And what I'm willing to watch it now, Don, is to see what Senator Tillis does, okay? Because he's not up for re-election, so he does not that he has to vote to make Donald Trump happy, and he can't do anybody against him, to make sure that he can't get elected. And the same thing about Quantum down there in Texas, okay, where you went against him. So you have a couple of votes there, that by statute, he should lose. As a matter of fact, with McConnell being unable to vote, so those things are working against him there.
Wait a minute, I mean, you can look at the whole situation. Trump goes to court. All them people found him guilty, but we can't put him in jail. What? What? Some countries, they take him on and kill him. But then Donald goes, no, I'm not going to jail, you guys. This, that, and the other. Okay, so he's wrong. He's proved to be a liar. We put our hands on the Bible in court, and one day we're going to tell the truth, or he gets in front, lies, act like he's asleep. Maybe he's passing gas in there. I don't know. But like I said, he didn't care, and he knew he wasn't going to jail. So why do we call it justice and not just us? Because if I go in, they're going to get me for what they think they can get me for. That's the reason I call it justice and just us. And that showed the whole United States that our laws do not apply equally, even if we go to court, even if we have a jury. Now, what can you say about this country? What's great about it? When we actually take off the blinders and look at it for what it's worth. Laws are not consistent for all of us. The rich won't control. They want to do it their way. They don't care who they step on. And that's the way I look at the Republicans right now. They don't want any of us around except for one, maybe to be on television, and we hold up our little Trump flag and back when he's talking. Then they're happy and we get our money and now we can leave. So in that situation, Americans have got to get to where we take off the I won't hurt your feelings gloves, and it is one thing. I'm going to fight for this republic to be the right republic, not to go along with the crowd. That's right. That's the republic we have right now. I'm going to go along with the crowd. Not that if you're wrong, I'm going to correct you out of love and respect for my country, because why? All of us have had people that's gone out of this country, fought for it, died, and didn't come back. And Trump wasn't one of them. So in that situation, those that do have people like that, stand up, or if you're going to take the punishment, don't bitch about it. So
You know,
I say.
And another topic, okay, that I kind of went over, but I didn't dwell in too much because at the time I was trying to get to the time when the mayor was gonna call in. When I talked about the immigration cuts, ICE. That's kind of what it is. The Immigration Customs and Enforcement, agency, where they killed a man up in Maine, who was not the person they were trying to kill, trying to look for, not trying to pull over. And they also did the same thing down in Texas, in Houston, Texas also, where they got the wrong, this man was guilty of driving a white van on his way to work. Now, I was somewhat impressed, okay, by that when the new DS, secretary said that Wayne wasn't, that they were gonna, cut back on these arrests, with these, putting people over like that. And less than 24 hours later, President Trump said he was overruled. And now I'm saying this now. These are people that normally would be working, in our, doing stuff, working. These people always going to work, okay. These were not people that, they were looking for. But also, these are the people, okay, that would be doing the crops in our fields and stuff. When we used to be, picking cotton, we used to be picking the grapes and picking the fruits and stuff. Right now, the vegetables and stuff that we have to eat. Well, right now, that's why we're looking at this thing with this latest word I cannot pronounce right. So I'm not going to try it again. Where people getting sick, and unfortunately, we're going to have more of this. Because right now,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because right now, you don't have the proper inspection taking place right now. Because one of the things, shortage of workers, okay, like I said, the workforce is shrinking, and so that means people are not out there to do the work that needs to be done properly, and now with the health department, trying to cut back on a lot of inspections and stuff. Now we're paying the price for it.
Well, you got to look at that situation. I mean, they don't give us the basics when it comes to food. In that situation, what should be taught? The basics. First thing you do, you wash your hands. The second thing you do, you tell people that, hey, have you got any vinegar in the house? get some vinegar and water, and some of these vegetables that you get, rinse them in those first. Don't just rinse them with water, because why? Certain people put chemicals on it. Now, if you got some vinegar and water, that can take some of that stuff away and save you. Another thing, before you bite anything, you pray to God for it, that He cleans it for you. But in order to help yourself, yes, you got some vinegar and water, you can rinse your lettuce off in, your tomatoes, your cucumbers, anything that comes out of the ground, you can rinse it off with some with some vinegar. Whichever color you want, I don't care. But we are not taught situations like that in crises like this. We just get scared. Well, don't buy no more lettuce. But what about the rest of the vegetables? They come from out of the ground. They got the same group of people picking them. But when they get to your home, what have you taught your family to do as a preventive measure?
And they're rubbing against each other in the case.
Right, I'm just saying. But in that situation, what have you taught your family or in the school system, anything else, how to be as healthy as possible and to help yourself in the situation? Because what? If you go to Taco Bell, I'm just using it because they're on the commercial, do those people back there wash their hands? Do they rinse the lettuce off? Do they make sure that final rinse takes place before they chop it up and put it on your taco? I mean, no. You get some people working those places, they're the cleanest people around. So something like this is just common knowledge. It's eventually going to happen. If I work in a place and I use the bathroom and I don't wash my hands, or if I'm dealing with 2 or 3 different vegetables or frying something, and my hands go from this, I don't have plastic gloves on.
Yeah,
I mean, we've gotten so in this country that we don't care. We're going to give it to you by any means necessary. That's not only food that we eat, but that's legislation and anything else. Any means necessary. But that needs to be taught basic one. You wash your hands. If you got some vegetables, you rinse it off in vinegar and water. You help yourself to be healthy.
But Don, one of the things that we have talked about on this program religiously for the last couple of years, okay, well, what's happening, the measles outbreaks, the flu outbreaks, and we could go on down to this. Wash your hands. And when you're going out nowadays, put on a face mask whenever you can. Because right now people are coughing. You know, there's contamination in the air, there's airborne things taking place. That's why, you know, when you go to doctors or you go to hospital office, they all wearing masks. And they're in a hospital doctor. And why shouldn't you take leave? If they're wearing a mask, if I should wear a mask. Or do you know something I don't know? Yeah. Take care of yourself.
But if you step that up, let's look at this. What kind of nation do we have? An obese nation. You're going to catch more. You're going to be sick more often. You're not going to have the money to give to the doctors for the medicine when you're sick. You're going to pass it around more. And why? A walk, a physical education, or missing a meal? Because why? When I was playing ball, when I was younger, they had 3 meals a day. There comes a time when you get so old, 2 meals a day, or either you break it down to small little 5 meals a day, and you don't eat late, and you don't drink real late. I mean, there's so many situations you can do to help yourself, but in this nation, what do we say? Could you pass me them French fries over there? I'm a 300-pounder, but I want them French fries. They look good. You got any ketchup over here? I mean, I'm not concerned about my health, and I'm paying the price, because what? My daughter's going to pay that price. Anybody that's not concerned with their health, backing away from the table, dealing with hunger pains, are going to pay the price. And that's why we have a nation of fat people that are unhealthy.
Right, Don, you know, one of the things, okay, that when people get diabetic or different things, they share your stuff and tell you eat less and eat wiser.
But who's listening to that? And look at what we're eating. If we go out to eat, it's usually fried, it's usually fatty. It tastes good. I mean, I quit eating ice cream because what? It's not ice cream. It took me a while to look at the label. It says frozen dessert. I grew up when ice cream was ice cream. Now, if you look on the label when you go to the store, look real closely, it'll say frozen dessert. So it's not ice cream, Luban, but it's in the ice cream freezer. So what are the manufacturers doing? They're selling us something we think we buying, that we think we're going to eat. It's not really what it is, but we got the different flavoring in there. We got the additives for this. We got some cancer causing stuff that's gonna be real yummy for you to just keep piping it down and you don't even look at the label.
No.
Because if you want ice cream and they said frozen dessert, you don't buy it. Because if you're gonna spend your money, get what you're there for. Let them eat the frozen desserts until we get back to ice cream.
You know, and ice cream, like that mean cream, that comes from milk the cow.
Well, it's like Bill said, you scream and I scream. We all scream. The ice cream. Right, so like I said, I quit eating that because what? I look at it, I did see frozen dessert. I left it at Snooks. I left it wherever I go. I don't eat it anymore. And I used to think the brand names, oh, this is good. And they got this and they got this. And then I looked on the label and it said frozen dessert. It did not say ice cream, but it's in the ice cream freezer. So I have to respect the freezer, but not the product.
But see, Don, that's hocus pocus. I'm being nice again here, okay?
You are being very nice. You are being very nice.
Well, Don, well, first of all, okay, one of the things that we discussed with the mayor, okay, that's close to home, and I want to kind of, lay on this a little bit, that no matter where you are in the world, when you listen to this program, there's one thing that you have that nobody else have. Once a year, you are equal to anybody else in your country. Your vote is. When you vote, okay, they don't ask you what color your vote is, okay? They don't ask you, how fat you are, who you are. Your vote only counts if you vote. And something that I think Don said recently started, if you don't vote, you can't complain.
Exactly.
We got enough people complaining, and that's why again I said to you, come Monday morning, call down to your election board and make sure that you're on the roll, that you have not been taken off the roll. I use the word purge, okay? And I'm going to say that make sure you're not been removed, taken off the roll, and then you get to the polling place, okay? To vote and say, oh no, ma'am, no sir, you can't vote. Well, we want to make sure that don't take place with you.
Well, you have to also realize that, they're trying to put hurdles in your way so that you can't vote. These people want control. They want to do it their way. And you can't let them deny your right as an American citizen to vote.
Don, one of the things, okay, that, this is kind of funny. How over time, years ago, the Republicans was encouraging people to vote. Democrats weren't. Now Republicans are encouraging people not to vote. And right now, come November, it is so important. Like all elections are important, but this election is so important right now that never in my life have I heard so much discussions, okay, about voting and not voting. And how they're trying to change the rules.
5 minutes, Mr. Ira.
Okay, thank you, Scott. And how we looked at the speech, and I kind of watched most of it because I gotta watch it so I can talk about it. No facts, okay? Because in the 2020 election and all around the country, a lot of people got elected, a lot of senators got elected, a lot of state reps, a lot of U.S. reps all got elected. And all of them, not one complained about the election being stolen. Not one. And all of them took the oath, okay, and were sworn in and took their seats, okay, and never looked back. And the one thing that I have found, and I think you have found, and we all have found, that we cannot go back in history and change anything. Now
we can only learn from history, and not repeat.
So you learn from your past. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you've been.
Amen.
And that's why right now the most thing that's in front of our eyesight right now is this upcoming election in November. That I think right now the Republicans are at an all-time low because of the president. Matter of fact, his ratings are low because people right now who associate with him and all the negativity. One thing that Elder Lyles did talk about was gold idols, okay? Never in our life, okay, have we saw so much gold in the White House. I mean, that's, to me, is, that's not what I want to look at my White House and think it's full of gold. But not the average house you can go to in this country got that much gold in it. So I want people that's working on behalf of me. Never in my life have I saw a president, okay, that's on the TV every day. When do you take time to read the bills that's going through Congress? What time?
If he don't read the teleprompter, how do you think he's gonna read the bills?
Well, like one of the things that that all presidents have gotten every day, they get up in the morning time, when they do anything, they say their prayers probably, they get a report about what took place overnight, and they read that. That's standard reading, okay? Well, what's been reported, that's not taking place. And again, you know what happened yesterday. You don't know what's going. You don't know what to do today. And that's why right now, we find ourselves. Prices of gas are going up as we speak. Food prices are going up as we speak. As a matter of fact, this situation with the lettuce and stuff, that's going to make prices higher for everybody, no matter how you look at it. So then, again, I'm saying we need to look at how we can go about making our lives better and safer. And hopefully, okay, this is our program. We have spread some light, girls of wisdom that have been helpful to you, you're down. So I just want to thank you in advance as we kind of close down here, for taking the time to be a part of this, on a Saturday, from away from your family, to be along with Scott, to actually to be a part of this program, which has been going on since 2015.
Well, I pray that God can let your program continue. I pray for you and your family and your listeners, because we serve a God that's alive and well. I know it's going to hit people a certain way, but I just want them to know that, okay? He's not in the tomb anymore. He's alive and well. And he's active in our lives, okay?
Oh, well, we know that. So